Jennifer Fryer, AP. Mark, if we stack the first 15 races of last year up against the first 15 races of this year and look at your numbers, you're clearly not performing at what you were last year, the 5-team. Why do you think that is, and what are the difficulties in getting back to where you guys were?
Well, we're not performing, but we are. We're better in execution than we were a year ago. We're taking what we have and we're finishing better with it than we did a year ago. Had we been doing as good a job last year as we have this year, functioning, in that respect, we wouldn't have been sweating quite as hard about, making the chase. But competition is a moving target, and not only have we had to deal with tires that are different at every race that we go to, but some of the changes to the cars have, as we've dug into it, have actually affected the cars more than we realized on the surface, and our competition have either responded or it worked in their favors, or both, and elevated them above us in the stack, and in this business is a moving target. You can't always be at the top of the stack, no matter who you are. No one ever does, and it's just our hope that that through our work and through things that we're starting to see, that we're able to work ourselves back up there, and that's pretty much it. Our cars have not been as fast on the racetrack as they were, on average, as they were a year ago. Although I had the best car I've ever had at Martinsville this year. I had a better car, I think, at Bristol. I think I had a winning car at Bristol and Martinsville this year, and I had a great race car in California this year. I think all that came before the spoiler change. 2 of them were short tracks, which shouldn't have mattered about the spoiler. So there have been some places that we've performed really strong on the racetrack and didn't necessarily get the finish that we needed, but there's been some places where we didn't perform as strong, and we've gotten tremendous finishes based on great execution and teamwork. Using those words might not be exactly right, because my cars have driven really good this year. They're really driven good. They just haven't been as fast. Last year they didn't really always drive all that great, but they were flying, and that's mostly what I cared about. And we haven't managed to get them as uncomfortable this year and as fast. We can get them uncomfortable, we can't get them as fast, so we're working on that.
We're going to go here, then we're going to go upstairs, and we'll come back to Debbie.
Mark Vaughn, Auto Week. Should NASCAR have more road courses?
I think if you look at the schedule, that's a pretty self-explanatory answer to that. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of pie in the sky kind of question to me, because we've got our schedule's full. So how are we going to have more road courses? Take ovals away? That's not a popular answer either. So I don't know. I will tell you this: NASCAR has brought the sport to where it is today. Had I been in charge, it wouldn't be anywhere near where it is today, so I wouldn't be the best one to answer that question. They are.
We'll go upstairs for a question.
Yeah, Mark, Dave Rodman with NASCAR.com. At what point does chase preparation start in earnest, and what's the difficulty in balancing that with what you're doing in a current race weekend? Not so much here, but looking ahead to the oval racetracks.
Well, it depends on where you're at. You're battling to make it, or if you're comfortably in. If you're comfortably in, you're doing one of two things: either just refining what you've got in preparation of the chase, or you're looking for more, and you can afford to try some things that are outside the box, because you're in good shape in the points. So it all just depends on where you're at. For us right now, we're working really hard on trying to make gains in our competition level, and hopefully peak, as the chase gets ready to start. If we, hopefully make the chase and be ready to peak then, and it's not like we're holding back right now to do that. We're working hard, and it's, I think, everybody's goal in the garage to do that. So that's what we're trying to do.
Anything further upstairs?
Yeah, Mark, this is Brian Arnold, Fairfield Daily Republic. Can you talk a little bit about what it's going to mean to you when you see Rick Hendrick get inducted on Infineon's Wall of Fame, and kind of what that means to you?
Well, I'm glad to see it. Rick is such an incredible person, first and foremost, and what he's meant to the sport, and what he's meant to the people in the sport, and what he's accomplished is amazing. So it's good to see him being recognized here for that.
Will anything further upstairs? We got two quick ones to finish up with. We got Debbie and then Clara B.
Hi, Mark. Debbie Arrington, Sacramento Bee. I was going to ask you about Rick also, but so I'll ask you something else. Since you're the GoDaddy guy, a lot of drivers have having babies recently. There's sort of a baby boom going on. It seems that it's like a whole new generation is coming up, and you talked a little bit about your experiences with your own father. What's your advice to these new dads out there?
Well, I think they're all going to be great dads, and I think it's if they're first-time dads, I think it's just awesome. It's a life-changing experience, and I'm really enjoying watching firsthand the impact it's having on Matt Kenseth and these guys, and so it's the experience of a lifetime. It just keeps getting better too. I congratulate them.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius NASCAR Radio. What's the toughest part of qualifying for you here? What turn? What do you think about when you go out to qualify?
It's hard to say. They're all tough because you're trying to push past the capabilities of your car just a little bit. So some of the high-speed corners, it's easy to push hard enough to slip off, and you do that, and it's done. But then this last corner down here, it's tough as well because you're pushing to brake as late as possible, and you push 3 feet too far and lock the brakes up, and that mess. You're done there too. So it's a tougher qualifying lap than an oval. Even though an oval can scare you to death, at least it just does it 4 times. A lot of chances to mess up here.
Thank you, Mark, and
Thank you,
good
guys.
luck this weekend.